Shalom, this is Brother Kasha Kwala from the GMS Atlanta Church, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who teach and rule well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. Today's going to be a lesson on these Ammonites and Moabites because the Spirit is zoning in on those two specific nations right now. They're getting jacked up right now. All right, so this is Bloomberg says the title of this is how many Chinese soldiers are in Hong Kong and why. All right, so it says how many troops are there. I'm gonna skip down here. It says an estimated 6,000. So that's a legion of Chinese troops are in Hong Kong right now, shutting that shit down. It says are stationed in the city at any given time, with thousands more located across the border of Shenzhen or Shenzhen, or however you pronounce it. According to Rand Corp, the PLA's Hong Kong headquarters sits in the city's main business district, a few steps from Bank of America Tower. There are barracks and other sites scattered across the city. All right, so it says the People's Liberation Army is estimated 6,000 troops in the city. All right, and we know in Hong Kong there's some, martial law got popped off not too long ago. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna play a little clip right here. You can see what's going on over there, and of course, you saw that, right? And of course, you see that American flag right there, where people are indoctrinated, man. All right, and of course, you kind of see that this stuff is set up as well. This dude's wearing a press shirt, and how all these protesters already got gas masks and helmets and things of that nature ready. Usually, when you see a riot, it just happens. Okay, people are on edge, and it just happens. You can see the troops coming in, scattering them,
My feelings for the future for Hong Kong. I'm not very certain right now.
arresting
I'm not
people.
that positive to be honest, but no matter what, I'm just gonna stick with my people
It's all
and
propaganda because you can see they're arresting them. The cameras are all on them. People taking photos, but it's all the setup. Okay, it's all the setup nonetheless. And this happened over in Hong Kong, which is these Moabites. All right. So with that being said, this is Isaiah 16:6. It says, "We have heard the pride of Moab. He is very proud, even of his haughtiness and his pride and his wrath. But his lies shall not be so." All right. Therefore shall Moab howl for Moab. Everyone shall howl for the foundations of Keresheth. If I'm saying that right, shall ye mourn? Surely they are stricken. You see, the Lord's gonna take care of Moab, man. Okay, because Moab put their hands uh, on the apple of the Lord's eye, man. Okay, and they're prideful as hell. As we know, the scriptures say, pride cometh before destruction, and pride is not for men. Okay, so therefore Moab's gonna get jacked up, and as we can see, they're going through their growing, not growing pains, but the prophecies are hitting them left and right. All right, their economies are around the world are kind of faulty right now. I took a look at the Dow Jones. It went down another 1,000 points since I think yesterday or whatnot, or 2 days. Because yesterday it was at like 26,000. Now it's at 25. It's down 549 points right now. Matter of fact, I'll just pull it to the screen right now, as you can see right here. It says Dow tumbles 600 points after bond market flashes a recession warning. These recession warnings have been, like, it's getting mundane now. Like, we're in a recession right now. It's just people don't believe it because they have so much faith in the dollar bill that they don't want to believe that America is going to go down. But all the, not just America, these other nations' economies are crippling too. Because if America's economy is crippling, that means the world in itself is as well. All right. So let's move on to these Ammonite scums. Okay. And as you can see, I got this tropical cyclone, Crosa, or Corsa, however you want to say it, is about to strike Japan. And this will be the third major storm in 10 days that Japan got hit with. And these are these Ammonites. As you can see, the Moabites are over here. They're going through martial law and things of that nature. And Japan's getting hit by these heavy ass storms. They said about 300,000 I can pull that up real quick. All right, it says tropical storm Crosa striking Japan with a threat of flooding and landslides. All right. So let's see. It says tropical storm Crosa is moving into southern Japan. Heavy rainfall, flooding, so on and so forth. All right. I'm trying to get to that where I read it. It said like 300,000. They was told to evacuate. Let's see. I don't know if it's gonna say it. I could have swore I read it somewhere. Let's see. It's okay, but I read in one of these articles that about 300,000 Ammonites were told to evacuate for this coming tropical storm. That, Lord willing, I hope it intensifies to a full blown out hurricane, category 8. Damn it, just sink all of Japan. Okay.
Degrees east, moving north-northwest at 19 kilometers per hour. Minimum central pressure is 970 hectopascals. Maximum wind speed 30 meters per second or 108 kilometers per hour.
108 kilometers per hour. Let's see how fast that is. That should be not too fast. Well, yeah, it's pretty fast, but 100 kilometers per hour, 2 miles per hour. So yeah, it's pretty fast. A 62 mile per hour wind speeds. All right, she said 108. That's 67. All right, that's 67 miles per hour for us here in America that go by the mile per hour instead of kilometer per hour. It's 67 miles per hour wind speed. That's a fast wind speed. Just imagine going down your prospective highways at 70 miles per hour. All right, you're going at a good little speed. And that's the winds that are being carried over here. All right.
Crosa has been deteriorating the last 24 hours and is not expected to re-intensify to typhoon
You see, it says it's been deteriorating, but I believe the Lord's gonna amp that up.
strength upon landfall. A recent ASCET satellite passover shows the system has maintained an extremely broad wind field, with outer bands of 45 to 49 knot winds displaced 80 nautical miles from center. Increasing poleward outflow ahead of the trough will maintain intensity.
Whether it doesn't maintain intensity and wind speed or not, the the rainfall, which it can really play a key component to suffering heavy losses in Japan. With an intense amount of rainfall comes intense flooding, and you can't stop the force of water when it hits. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to go to Zephaniah chapter 2 and 8. It says, I have heard the reproach of Moab and the revelings of the children of Ammon, whereby they have reproached my people and magnified themselves against their border. See, it says magnify themselves against their border. Whose border? The Israelites. Okay? It says magnify themselves. So going back to that, it says what? We have heard of the pride of Moab. And again, Moab is mentioned here in Zephaniah. So Zephaniah 2:9, it says, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord of hosts, the Most High of Israel, surely Moab shall be as Sodom. And we understand what happened to Sodom. And the children of Ammon as Gomorrah, and we understand what happened to Gomorrah. Going back into the history of the Bible, it got utterly destroyed by brimstone, fire and brimstone by the Lord. Okay? He's going to totally level these Ammonites and Moabites, and we're seeing it right now through their punishments. This tropical storm Korasa is the third big storm that hit Japan in 10 days. Okay? The Lord ain't giving these Ammonites no rest when it comes to judgment. All right? So it says, even the breeding of needles or nettles, it says, in salt pits in a perpetual desolation. It says, the residue of my people shall spoil them. It says the residue. See, you got to focus on certain words. As a matter of fact, let's see what the word residue is real quick. Residue, shariath, I think. And it means rest, like the rest of them, or the remainder, the remnant. And what is the remnant and the rest of them? The elect 144, okay? That's going to be the residue and the remnant to get saved out of all this this crap that's about to come, man. All right? So it says the residue of my people, so the elect 144 shall spoil them. We going to take the spoils of Moab and Ammon, man. All right? Because what does it say in let's get Michael 4:1, one of my favorite scripts, because this is what's to come. This is Micah chapter 4:1. It says, but in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above all hills. And it says what? And people shall flow into it. Meaning we're going to get the first fruits of all these freaking nations, man. All right? Because they're going to flow into us, giving their substance to us. That's the spoils, okay? Because there's going to be a war, and we're going to take the booty thereof. The only booty we ain't going to take is this sorry-ass America, because it's going to get utterly decimated, all right? So it says, the residue of my people shall spoil them. So the residue, the elect, man, we going to spoil these nations, all right? It says, in the remnant, there it goes again, of my people shall possess them. There you go. That's the elect 144. That's the remnant that is speaking about. And just to prove it correct again, let me get Isaiah. I think I want this. Isaiah 35:10. It says, and the ransomed of the Lord shall return. All right. And come to Zion with songs and everlasting joy upon their heads. They shall obtain joy and gladness, and sorrow and sighing shall flee away. Exactly. We should obtain joy and gladness. The ransomed, it says, which is padah, is the redeemed, all right, rescued or delivered, the ones who were delivered, all right. So that's what Zephaniah is speaking about, when the remnant and the residue, all right, the ones that remained, all right, the redeemed, the rescued and delivered. All right, let's go get another precept to show you how the remnant or the residue means the elect. All right, let's get Isaiah 10. We'll get verse 20. It says, Isaiah 10:20, it shall come to pass that in the day that it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob. When you look that word up, escaped, it means delivered. So the ones who are delivered from the house of Jacob, because there's a chosen that the Lord is going to deliver. It says, shall no more stay upon them that smote them. All right. Stay meaning to lean on. All right. Depend on. All right. Him that smote them. Who smote us? These Moabites and Ammonites, when you go back into the history, and primarily Esau. But we're going to focus and zone in, because the Spirit's zoning in on these Ammonites and these Moabites. Okay. So they smote us, and we ain't going to have to lean on them no more. All right. Even so today, when you look at all your products, what does it say on the back of them? Made in China, made in Japan. We don't have to lean on them to get what we need. All right. It says, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. All right. Just like it says in John 4:23, where it says what? The Lord requires such to worship him in spirit and in truth. Okay, just paraphrasing. I think it's like John 4:23. It says, stay upon the Lord. We're going to lean upon the Lord. But who's going to do that? The remnant of Israel and the ones who escape. And who's the ones who are escaped? Or who's going to be the residue? The elect 144. So right here in Zephaniah, when it says the residue of my people and the remnant of my people, those are the elect going to possess what Ammon and Moab got, according to Micah 4:1, where their substance is going to flow into us. All right. Moab got it coming to them. They got more coming to them, but we can see that the spirit is zoning in on these Down syndrome, face looking ass Moabite and Ammonite niggas. Okay. All right. Because they think they next up. China think they next up. All right. Well, that ain't the case. We next up. The Israelites. The elect 144. Yahushai's gifts. Yahushai, he's next up. Okay? All right. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone to rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. Again, this is Brother Kasha Kwala. Until next time, I want to say shalom.